Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Adrienne Keyser and I'm your over 50s fashion diva. Here on my channel we talk about fashion of course, but also beauty, lifestyle, travel, and anything trending in social media on any of those topics. So if you want to stay relevant over 50, you come to the right place. Good evening everyone, happy Thursday. It is been a weird weather day here in Maryland. We had rain all day, then the sun came out as the sun was setting. It's been warm, which is nice because we've had so much cold weather these past couple of months. So it was nice to have a warm day, but still. Anyway, let me fix my collar. And so tonight we are doing the finale of the New York Fashion Week fashion shows. I checked my list of designers that I normally want to cover and didn't get them all. However, I did get quite a few off my list that have already downloaded their videos here on YouTube, either from their channel or another creator's channel. So we've got a lot of great fashion shows to cover tonight. I don't know where my mind just went. And as you know, if you've been to any of my lives, this is usually a self-care night. So I am wearing my pajamas. I also have my snack, which is McDonald's. Sadly, my fries are getting cold as we speak. I also ask that you guys do a little cocktail with me, and this is just my glass of ice, but I will be pouring myself a little cocktail. And for my self-care routine tonight, I'm not going to be doing anything elaborate. Last one I did my nails, which still need to be done. They're pretty rough, but they just keep breaking. It's annoying. So tonight I'm basically just going to cleanse my face. Oh, here we go. With my simple micellar water, some cotton rounds, and then I'm going to just to kind of cleanse off any of my skincare from earlier today because I didn't put on any makeup or do anything crazy, so I don't need to do a whole cleansing situation. Then I'm gonna follow it up with my Glam Glow Thirsty Mud because my skin is thirsty and I have not been using this as often as I should. And I'm just going to apply that with a little brush. And that's all I'm going to be doing for skincare tonight. So let me get a drink of water here. Now, a couple things before we get started. And unlike the last one, I'm not going to be doing a whole unboxing or anything like that. But I did want to mention why it is that you see the StreamYard logo in the corner. That's because I was using the premium StreamYard, and then like the renewal came and it was like some outrageous amount of money, and I was like, no. So I'm still in the process of figuring out the upgraded plan, and hopefully I'll get that done before fashion month is over. But we shall see. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that is why you see the StreamYard logo in the corner there instead of my logo. So just a little side note. But let's dive into the collections we're going to see tonight. And I already add them to my watch later list. And there's so many shows that are coming in. You guys, I'm so excited. There's so many good shows. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen with you so you can also take a look at the collections we're going to be watching tonight. I'm so excited. All right. Okay. So um, there are a couple of collections that I want to preface before we dive totally in. We're going to be watching the Alexander Wang show. We got Bronx and Banco, Calvin Klein, Christian Siriano, the Kate show, the Tory Burch show, the Eula Johnson show, And then we're going to just stick in the Burberry show since it's only been a couple of days since that was streamed. And, you know, that way we're not too far out. Now, I don't cover London Fashion Week the way I used to. So that's why, if there's another collection that I feel that we really need to cover, I will. But Burberry is really the only collection that I sort of follow as far as London Fashion Week, because most of the London designers all show in Paris. And that's the reason why I don't really cover London Fashion Week. So all of the London designers like Alexander McQueen, Stella McCartney, um, so many I can't think of off the top of my head right at the moment, but they all show their collections in Paris, so we'll be covering them during the Paris Fashion Week. I also wanted to say that I will probably be going live again on Sunday at the same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just so that we can start covering some of the Milan collections, because those have already started coming in. If you take a look at the bottom of my watch later list, I got a bunch of stuff in between here, but let's see. The Etros show just streamed a day ago. The Jenny show just streamed 14 hours ago, 7 hours ago for the Moschino show. Alberto Ferretti a day ago. The Fendi show was a day ago. The Loewe show is coming up. That's Paris. Yeah, it was just on there, so I scheduled it. So yeah, that's coming October 3rd for the Loewe show. Then we've got the Iceberg show just showed. Jill Sanders show just showed. The Diesel show just showed. And the Gucci show just showed. And I got a couple of Alberto Ferretti's. Max Mara just showed on and Demula Meester. Oh, that's the winner show behind the scenes. The Emporio Armani show, I'm super excited about. Rest in peace, Monsieur Armani. We've got the Prada show, just showed 10 hours ago, and the Etro show just showed a day ago. So we've already got a lot to cover for Milan, and I don't want to get too far off where we're not covering Paris, closely behind. There we go. All right. Closely behind Milan. So I like to do them, pretty close to after they've aired. So by the time I show those shows on Sunday, they will already be 3-4 days old. So that's why I want to go ahead and do another live stream on Sunday, and then another one next Thursday, the following Thursday. So I used to do 3 in a week, but I think 2 is going to be the way to go. And so, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's see. I can't think of anything else I need to say. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and get this started. I may have to turn my air conditioning on because, unfortunately, the lights does make this room very warm, and this room is already warm. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and I may go ahead and turn my air conditioning on. So if you hear some noise going on, that's what that's about. So, all right, let's get started with this Alexander Wang show. 4,000 views, almost 5,000 views, which is low, but good, but here we go. Getting my Oh, are you guys not seeing it? I just came back over to my StreamYard and I don't see the show streaming, so hang on a sec. I don't want you guys missing out on anything. I was actually just watching the show, but okay, here we go. All right. I just wanted to make sure it was showing on screen because I clicked back over and it wasn't showing. So let me just start it from the beginning to make sure you guys aren't missing anything. Come on. Why is it doing that? Oh. All right, hang on, guys. I don't know why it's doing this. So let's just keep going, see what happens. Okay, this is frustrating me. Okay, let me just do a stop share and start again. Yikes. Okay. So the share screen. Why is it not showing? This is going to frustrate me. It's not that serious. I think that I just tried to do it in the YouTube app instead of just doing it through a browser. So let me just open it up in a browser and close the app. See if that's what's happening. Yikes. Oh, the Bottega show. They've already got that scheduled for the 27th. Oh, I'm so excited. All right, I'll put that in later. I'll put it in later, but yeah. I actually subscribe to all of the designers that I like to cover. I subscribe to all of their channels. So that's how I get notified. And sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll have to pull out my list like I did and try it and try to find them. All right, let's try this again. All right, I put it in a browser, so which is the way I usually share with you guys. So let's try this again. Okay, let's see what you guys are seeing. Okay. I'm just waiting for the play button to start. Okay. So full screen. Oh man. It's just lagging so slowly. Now me and the show started at the same time. Fabulous. Let's make sure we are in Zeph. Okay. This is the second collection I've seen with furs. in the collection. I'm not mad at it. I actually am one of those that loves a good fur. I know it's not for everyone, but Alexander Wang is such a master at tailoring, craftsmanship. All right, before my furs get any colder. We're pretty cold. Gorgeous. All the it girlies love Alexander Wang. I was gonna say, is he giving us accessories? Yes. Look at the fabrics. Now, he's the only one I've seen that has brought in the sheer trend so far. That's sort of carried it forward from so many seasons. I'm loving these neck pieces. Oh, and the Swarovski muffs. These are so stunning. Loving, loving, loving it. I love this collection. These little shift dresses. Love it. But I will say there are still quite a few New York shows that I'm waiting for. Libertine and Tom Brown, especially. I want to see what Marc Jacobs did this season. A lot of fur in this collection. I love it. And he's still giving you those transition pieces, so a lot of those furs, can just transition right into spring. And he's also giving us a lot of summer look. I love it. Look at this shift dress. Is that leather? I love it. The fabric, the color palette. He's crushing this. Love a good zip all the way up on a shift dress in leather. Come on. Alexander is crushing this. Look at the bag. Look at the bag. Wow. He always delivers. Always delivers. This is what I'm talking about. What I was saying on Wednesday, like a lot of the collections were very spring heavy. There weren't a lot of summer looks, but he's giving you everything right here. No color, black, gray, off-white. Wow. Now that's a look. You have to have that body for that look. Love this capelet kind of top. Wow. Is that like a shark skin, or I couldn't tell if it was the fabric or if it was like a detail of the fabric. If Audrey Hepburn were alive today, she would be living for this. She loved a square neckline. I love how he's exaggerated it like that. It frames the face in a different way as opposed to like a collar that frames the face, but to frame the face like that, very chic, very cool, very Alexander. This is a great collection. And he did give you a lot of sheer. And like I said, that was like one of the only collections I've seen thus far that have brought sheer forward. But again, a lot of the collections were very Paul Hamlin living for these rain jackets. Crushed it. Just turning my air conditioning and blowing the light on. Great collection. Not mad at all. The hair, the makeup, that little chubby fur skirt. Obsessed. How did I miss those argyle pieces? I think I was just so enthralled by the neck pieces. But I love that the argyle sweater, like sweater vest. Very cool. He gave it to us, y'all. He gave it to us. Beautiful, beautiful collection. He's so talented. Oh, is this Simone? Yay! Love this. Love all of this. Now the brown, you're glittery. Gonna go with very sexy. Look at this piece. See this brand sort of evolve over the years. It's been amazing. Let's fix that. Sorry, guys. And it's running so slow. Okay, so we are in 8 feet, right? All right, perfect. Okay, loving. Guys, ugh. Press. Nice, that's it. The signal is really making bad right now. Also, watching it in 4K is also tripping us up here a little bit. But look at the detail. You want it in 4K for this reason. Wow. Macrame, gorgeous. So talented. Look at these pieces. Oh my word. And not enough people talk about Bronson Benko. It's such a great brand. Which is what I love about doing my fashion reviews, is to introduce you to brands that you may have never even heard of. But look at these designs. Gorgeous. More sheer. Love it. The accessories are doing me in. The shoes, the bags. Obsessed. That is marabou feather deliciousness. Now, I used to have a whole issue about, see-through on the runway because it doesn't translate to real life, but I've come to just accept it. It's not going anywhere. So many designers are going to do sheer. I just have to embrace it and find the right undergarments to do sheer, But these designs are just flawless. Love the color. It's like almost her skin tone. It's almost belts. They're crushing this. They are crushing this collection. Bronx and Bingo, they always give you that luxe, gorgeous, like so expensive. I've got money and I know how to spend it properly. That air about it always has gorgeous detailing, beautiful cuts. The accessories this season are real standouts. Sort of a chainmail piece. So gorgeous. I'm loving this oversized. Yeah, the shoulder pads coming back from the 80s. The big shoulder pads with the oversized jackets. Look at this wriggleness. Giving you the summer. It's screaming summer. This is what I've been waiting for. So far, we've had quite a few good collections tonight that are giving you that spring summer vibe. Where I felt like, what was it the other day? I had to keep checking to make sure I was covering the right season for the collection. I was like, am I covering fall winter? What's going on here? You just see it on the Hamptons. You see it in the Hamptons. Look at it. So stunning. Look at the detail, the craftsmanship of this. I loved it in the macrame, in the gold thread. It's excellent. I know, sorry guys. We are trying to watch it in 4K, so. Look at how sexy. Look at how sexy that cut is right there. How that cut on the hip of the skirt. Oh. There's just something about the way that it was cut just made it even sexier than it was. I'm also loving the color palette. You're getting the browns, the greens, the oranges. You're getting it all. The grays, the golds. And now that I'm saying that out loud, very fall-esque color palette. Look at how sexy this is done. Whoa. That was so flattering. I don't love this piece. I get the craftsmanship is beautiful. I didn't love it. Very unique, this piece here. I can't tell if the strings are coming from on top or if they're coming from the bra. So cool. Getting a lot of Grecian goddess-esque. That's the vibe I'm feeling. Like Grecian goddess of water. So beautiful. Look at the craftsmanship, the detail. Oh my word. These designs are so next level, you guys. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful that's cut. That looks like it was literally made for her. Yeah, and that like look at how that is dipped down on the hip. Oh my goodness, I am just in love with that. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. All right, girl, she got her signature walk. I love it. Yeah, all these fringe pieces. Oh my goodness, this whole collection is just doing it. From the color palette, the models, the cuts, the fabrics, the accessories, hair and makeup, the styling, like all of it was just, this is perfection. This is like, has to be one of the best collections I've seen so far. Look at that red, so beautiful. And look, it's got this edge of like sporty, but still very elegant. I love it. This piece I don't love. It just kind of reminds me of designs from like 10, 15 years ago. From like collections here in the DMV. But still. Beautiful. This is a lot of pieces. And all of them look so well crafted. Love this with the sequin moto jacket. Oversized moto jacket. Very cool. And yes, if there are collections that you can't find, go to Fashion Feed. They always seem to have a lot of the collections. Okay, so we're starting backwards. All right. These pieces really are fresh, unique. Again, the color palette, the cuts, the fabrications, the accessories, they really did a good job on this collection. Absolutely. And it does, it's coming from the bra, the suspender. Love that. Yeah, I think like a couple of those like screen printed pieces, they're not my favorite, but I mean, look at how gorgeous this collection is. It's just screaming spring, summer. All those details, man, they really did something there. Now we're gonna watch Christian Siriano on his own channel. But that was a beautiful collection. Absolutely stunning. He did an amazing job. Oh, the other thing is I want to see the new Proenza Schooler collection with their new creative director. And what blew my mind is I didn't realize that the Proenza Schoolers are now going to be designing for Loewe. So I'm excited to see that collection as well. And you know, we put it up earlier what collection we were covering. So here are Calvin Klein. You know, there's going to be an Anna Wintour sighting. Wow. I'm not sure if that was a coat or a dress. Cool. Oh, this is very cool. Those are going to feel like hot cool. And yes, finally. I mean, you guys, I'm telling you, like, The first two nights of New York, I was like, am I on the right season? Now I'm seeing spring, summer. What am I gonna say here? I like the clean line of it. And I love this like little peekaboo on the top. That's really sweet. Okay, love that bag. Oh, the shoes are everything. Okay. I think that it's got a good mix in there of like classic Calvin Klein where it's very clean line, very clean aesthetic. So there is that element to it, but also with a bit of edge. Interesting. The accessories are doing it for me. And like as a fashion stylist, I am someone that can look beyond the runway and see how individual pieces will work in someone's wardrobe. So, as I go through and I critique these things, just kind of know that I am doing it from sort of a fashion stylist eye, where I can say, okay, you may not love this collection, but then you see pulling out snippets and pieces from it. Like from the Michael Kors collection, which I was sadly not as thrilled with. There were still some slamming pieces in there. There were still some great pieces. So when you're going through and looking at a runway show, always keep that in mind. The stylist for the show styles the show in the designer's vision. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be your vision. It has to be what's going to work in your closet. Like this, for example, you can use that turtleneck and replace your turtleneck, or this bag or those shoes, and replace pieces that you already have in your wardrobe, either because you just need to update your turtlenecks or you need to update your slacks. So, you may not look at things head to toe. You may just be looking at those one or two specific pieces that you're going to update your wardrobe with. So when you're looking at a runway show, always kind of keep that in mind, that it's, this is the designer and the stylist vision, but it doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you. If you love a jacket, but you don't love the whole look head to toe, okay, great. Look at that jacket, you know what I mean? There's like this air of Asian inspiration I'm feeling, like with the, very origami style cut. But still giving you classics like great pants, great tops, really high hem on that cuff. These are all really fresh. That's what I'll say. Everything looks fresh. I love this top and the skirt also, actually. Okay, is that off the skirt? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I couldn't tell what that was. I love it. This I love. Is that leather? That's stunning. A lot of fringe. We've seen a lot of fringe. Nobody's wearing that down the street. That would just get on my nerves. I'd be like, I'm blonde. I'd be like, something takes off my shirt. Okay, giving us navy collars and a lot of unhelpful bags, I would say. A lot of bags that will be stylish, but you can only fit your flip-flops in it. Okay, the shoes are cool. Again, I think I'm just trying to. I'm just getting a lot of like this sort of Asian vibe to it. In the cut. At first, I was thinking, very clean lines, very, very Calvin Klein, but no, they're giving us something very fresh for the brand. Love this piece, almost like a big styled sweatshirt. It looks super soft and comfortable. Did I see Anna Row? I missed it. I think this is her on the corner over here. When they keep doing those more shots. Oh, there she is. Now I see it. I knew she would be front row. Gloria Kahlo. Love her. One of my favorite models. She's been modeling not just my day, but she's definitely one that I've been following a long time. And I love that she's still modeling. I think that's very interesting that they did those. They did those pieces with the like underwear with the Calvin logo. Very cool. And those sunglasses with the on the back, those are gonna go out the door. As soon as they make them, those are gonna fly out of the store. Love those little moccasins. And the blue and white here on the right hand side. She's gorgeous blue and white dress. It looks amazing. I think that this was a very fresh take on the brand. I think it was very unique. There were some definitely banger pieces that are going to fly out of the store. And I think that it's it was a choice to go in this direction for the brand, just to kind of remind people like, hey, we're still out here, we're still making things, we can still do things that, are new and fresh and innovative, don't just stick us in the box of, the 80s and the 90s. Like, we can still stay relevant. And I think that they did that with this. I think that there's a lot of pieces that a lot of the New York girlies are going to love. I mean, if nothing else, like replace your oversized blazer for the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, there definitely were some great pieces. Was this her first collection? I don't know. You guys, I'm telling you, there have been so many. That was the Calvin Klein channel, by the way. Here's Christian Siriano. He has his own channel, but I couldn't find it. This is another fashion feed. Oh, started with my girl. She's so great. I love her. I can't think of her name. You know what I'm talking about. Now, if you didn't know, if you're new to the fashion game, Christian Siriano was one of the winners from Project Runway. He is the only one from that show that is successful. He opted not to take the contract for Project Runway and just do it on his own, just by name recognition alone. And he's the only one that you see showing at New York Fashion. from all those seasons of Project Runway. Um, yeah, he's very, very talented. Studied under the legend, the Alexander McQueen, like actually the Queen, before he passed away. So he has that hand that is steeped in that artistry of Savile Row, very tailored, very unique, and he's like obsessed with certain fabrications, certain patterns. He loved the polka dot, as you saw earlier. This fringe piece, a lot of fringe, you guys. Next season, if you don't have any fringe, go get some. We've seen at least 3 collections tonight featuring fringe pieces, and it's like that unique print, like that, like micro print. I love. And yes, Christian does use. He's been using full figure models from the beginning. He's that great of a tailor. He knows how to fit women's bodies, and he just knows how to make women look beautiful. He does a lot of red carpet and performance wear attire. I remember a few seasons ago he did denim, and I almost fell over because it was the first time he had ever done denim, and I'm like, please bring back the denim, because they were so delicious. Look at these pieces, though. He's so talented. He is an artist. There are designers that design for the sake of fashion. Christian designs for the sake of art. He really brings the whole idea that fashion is art to life. Like Tom Brown or Alexander McQueen, for lack of a better reference. Doesn't create for the masses. He creates for the sake of art. Ooh, another good one, Jeremy Scott from the design from Moschino. Another designer that is a artist, and that is what Christian brings to the table. He is an artist. You may not love his designs, it may not be your aesthetic, but you have to look at it in the sake of chooses. He does not create these pieces, like I said, for the masses to be sold at your local department store. These are very unique designs. But at the end of the day, I mean, the name of the game is business, and of course he has to sell these pieces, and he does. So many women wear his collections on red carpets. People seek him out. He's just very, very talented. Oh, and he loves a good hat, by the way. He loves to construct a good hat. I'm a hat wearing girly. I love all his hats. That little hat was so cute. He usually does big, enormous hats. So to see a little understated hat was very sweet. Always sexy, by the way. Always sexy. He's giving it to us this season. Loving it. Now this is a Christian Siriano hat. And the polka dots and the mermaid cut, it's all so signature, so classic Christian. Okay. it may not be my style. It may not be something I would wear, but you have to appreciate it for art's sake. You know what I mean? Beautiful. And I told you he loves a polka dot. Coco Rochelle. Could not think of the model's name. Here she is, Coco. Of course, she's gonna start and finish the show about her. One of the greatest pose models of all time. I knew her name would come to me. I follow her on Instagram. She's like one of the only models I actually follow on Instagram. But she's just so talented. If you've ever watched Coco model, it's like it's art. Which is the Carolina Herrera show. Maybe we'll do that because it says it with the I was actually wondering, like, and Pamela Rowland, like these two collections, but you know, there's Christian. Okay, real quick, let's do a quick pause. Oh, that's so funny that I'm pausing right here because I just wanted to say really quick, like, you know, I try to be mindful of the collections that I cover. A lot of it is just me being self-indulgent. Some of it is just these are the videos that are up on YouTube. But of course, there's tons of fashion shows out there for all of these cities that are not on my radar or on my watch list. I try to keep up with what influencers are sort of talking about, like who people are talking about on red carpets, who people are talking about, you know, in their social media, that kind of thing. And you know, I try to cover those collections if they are available for me to cover. And I was really shocked at the low number of views that the Kate show received. Now, if you don't know, Kate was like the it brand, like not even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Kate was like it. All the New York girl, it was like Kate, 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 Kate. Who are you wearing? Kate. What's that? Kate. I got this word, Kate. And for this spring summer 2026 collection, this only got, I was shocked, you guys. Like when I saw the view count. Now, and this was on their own channel. This got like less than 1,000 views. What was it? Oh no, that's their subscriber count. 237 views. I was shocked. I was literally shocked. And this is on their own channel. And I was blown away. I could not believe that it was doing such low numbers. Like if you looked at the Kate's numbers, if you go to their channel, I'm not going to do that now because we're going to watch the show. But if you would go to their channel, like they were getting hundreds of thousands of views every season, like clockwork. It was like everybody wanted to see what Kate was doing. Now, like Heidi Klum said, one day you're in and the next day you're out. Like I was really, really, really shocked. We are going to watch the show, but I just kind of wanted to throw that in there. So my whole point was to say that I look at, you know, the videos that are on my list, which of course is designers that I've been following for decades, as well as new designers that the it girlies are talking about, right? So when I put up my list, it's usually either the it girlies are talking about it. It's only videos that are available at the time, and it's like a collection I've been covering for decades. So those are really the reasons that I pick the videos that I pick. Um, I thought that the Kate video, like I was really surprised at the view count on that, honestly. And like if you want to check view count, like you could probably go to Fashion Feed, and I'm sure it probably has like 4 times the view count, but on their own channel, like that's kind of surprising. So I just found that really surprising when I was adding it to my watch later list. At that time, it didn't even have 200 views. And I'm like, even my video was on my small ass channel. And I definitely have more subscribers than they do. So, that could factor into it. But I was just like, damn, like I have some low view count videos on my channel, but I was really surprised at a brand that was so heavily endorsed just a few years ago was getting such low view counts. But all right, enough of my rant. Let's move on to the show. I just wanted to mention that because I just thought it was really surprising. And then also, like, sometimes I will include videos if they have a really high view count, or if they don't have a high view count, and I have so many other shows to cover that I will cut it out if it's got low view count. And that just means that people just weren't interested in that brand or that collection. Kate was like the downtown girlies brand. Like they were known in New York. It was like a thing. Like everyone was wearing Kate.
I got no distance left to run. When you see me, please turn your back and walk away. I don't wanna see you, 'cause I know the dreams that you keep is where we meet. When you're coming down, think of me.
And that's not to say that
I got no distance left.
Your brand can't make a comeback. So many brands have over the many decades that I've been covering fashion. Sometimes you are in and sometimes you are out. And, I think that maybe Kate is sort of run its course. I don't know if there was like online cancellation of the brand or what it is that has the brand no longer receiving the love that it had just 2 years ago. I try to keep up on my fashion news, you guys, but it's changing every day. From creative directors moving to new brands, and some creative directors leaving brands, and kind of waiting to see who's going to be the new creative director and all the things. I'm still waiting for Jeremy Scott to come back with the collection. I'm not wowed by it. It's not like jumping out at me like, oh my goodness, like some of the other collections. And that's not, no shade. This isn't, again, because the view count was low and all those things. Like, I don't factor that into what I like and what I feel is good fashion and what I feel is sellable fashion. I'm just not seeing anything here that's wowing. I mean, the craftsmanship is beautiful. I do love this little sweater top. Very nice. But again, I don't know that I'm running to my wallet to be like, I need these pieces. I do see that they are incorporating the trend. There's this it's sort of like a cross between 40s and the 80s style jackets with shoulder pads and big shoulders, and big sleeves. Also is sort of carrying over from fall winter, because big sleeves are really big for the season coming up fall winter 2025, 26. I love the denim. These are cute. And again, a big hem on the denim. I'm not mad at it. What was I saying? Whatever. Oh, I was saying about the jacket. Like a lot of jackets we've seen so far are like this mix of, and now I do love this really cool detail, like to cuff up the skirt like that on a denim skirt. That's really cool. I don't know that I like the half hem with that little sticky out piece. I don't love that on the pencil skirt. But I do like the idea of that large hem on the pencil skirt. The large hem on the skirt. That was really nice. Now, again, as a fashion stylist, I have to look at the collection and say what's going to sell. These denim pieces are definitely going to sell. Some of these bodysuits, I love this leather cape jacket. This is cool. I love the color. I think Kate is also rising that line of, fashion meets art, but there is elements to their brand that have that twin to it when they design. But maybe people were kind of moving away from that sort of a aesthetic where it's, maybe too complicated for an everyday look. Or honestly, guys, I'm looking at these pieces. I'm seeing really great um, accessories, really great fabrics. I don't love this cut on the pants. I'll be honest, I don't love that. But I'm seeing really great cuts, fabrics, color palette. Um, like I'm seeing really quality pieces here. But again, it's not like, ooh, wow, like I've never seen that before. You know what I mean? I think they're beautifully done, beautifully crafted. The cuts, the color palette, even the accessories, all amazing. If you guys know anything about why people are no longer rushing to buy cake, drop it in the comments. Also, drop in the comments if you have been enjoying my reactions, and if you feel that, feel the same when it comes to how I feel about each collection. I would love to know what your favorite collection has been so far, or by the end of the video, what your favorite collection has been. I would love to know that. Also, I always do a lot of talking over these videos, because a lot of times, you don't want to. Is that Kendall? I think that was Kindle. But anyway, you don't always want to just what do I want to say? Play the video and it's just a video. Like, YouTube wants you to change up the video so you're not just copying somebody else's work. Um, and I will say that the key color palette is very much blacks, whites, very New York fashion. They may mix in some like creams and golds and some other colors, but for the most part, they design in black and white. And that could be, a lot of the reason that people have moved away from it. You see like a few colors in here, like the like the browns, the green, all very neutral. So it will be interesting to see, like, if any of the pieces from this collection the girlies will be talking about next season. But like I said, it's been a while since I've heard anybody talking about Kate, and that's kind of reflected in their video view count. Yeah, I guess people just aren't watching it like they used to. But I will say there have been times that I will cover a collection one season, and by the next season, no one's watching it, or I can't even find the collection online. A good example is like Hialeah. I covered their collection like 3 years in a row, I think it was, or something like that. This is going to be a segment where we can fast forward to it a little bit. If you have seen any of my other videos, I think that's showing up to the fashion shows. Sometimes it's really fun to see like the celebrities and that kind of thing. So we will skip through it. We're not going to watch all 30 minutes of this. We will fast forward a little bit to get to the actual collection. But this is a lot of the behind the scenes that you get is, when people do their shows as a live stream, you do get the red carpet of it all. Where are they showing this? It's a beautiful space. Is that Jessica Alba? I think this is like the second show that I've seen her at. Oh wait, you guys, this is looking very familiar. Did I already cover this? I can't tell who it is. I don't know why. I hate to redo a show that I've already done. Seems like at a church or something. I can't quite tell. It's beautiful space. I just hope I haven't already covered this, you guys. We're going to find out very soon. I always try to list the collections in the description box after I've done my live stream. We have covered this, you guys. We've already done the show. We already done the show this week. Yep. I apologize. I usually try to remove shows after I've already covered them, but somehow this one snuck in there. So let me just go back to my watch later list. Okay. I'm so sorry. But usually after I cover a collection, I remove it from my list. I must have just missed this one. But here you go. Tory Burch, 42,000 views. And the reason that I know that I already covered that is that whole scene where with Anna Wintour, like, I know I've done that already. So we just have 2 more shows. Eula Johnson and the Burberry show. Now, again, there are still quite a few shows that I'm still waiting to be posted. This one here, the Eula Johnson show, even though Eula Johnson has her own channel, we're going to watch it through Fashion Feed, but the Burberry show is on their own channel as well. 15,000 views for this collection, but 3 million views for the Burberry collection. How cool is that? And again, if there were more shows, if there were more designers that showed their collections in London, I would cover it. But since they all show their collections in in Paris, that's the reason why I don't, excuse me, the reason that I don't cover that city. Now, Eula Johnson, if you are new to Eula Johnson, a lot of her designs have this sort of like Western-esque vibe to it. Way before Beyonce made her famous, she was doing this like very Americana with a Western twist to it. It's always luxury. It's always stunning. It's always and many years ago, the It Girlies were all talking about Eula Johnson. It's like the downtown girlies. Yeah. Oh, and she always gives us great accessories as well. And so you can see that sort of like, and when I say Americana, I mean it could be like this like the peasant, like peasant-esque style, very boho, very, yeah. She's just an amazing designer. I forgot what I was saying earlier, you guys, is if some of those designers that I mentioned earlier from New York, specifically Libertine and Tom Brown, maybe Marc Jacobs, if those collections show up on YouTube, I may throw them in during Paris Fashion Week or even after Paris Fashion Week. Especially Tom Brown. That's just not a collection that I want to miss. And I can't recall if I ended up finding that show last season, but he has his own channel here on YouTube. But for some reason, he hasn't been posting on his channel. I'm hoping that this season he will actually post on his channel this collection. But he also usually shows very late during Fashion Week, and so it may take him a couple of weeks to upload. So hopefully during Paris Fashion Week we'll get to see the Tom Brown show. And if you know, you know, if you've been watching my live stream for a minute, I always finish Fashion Month with FOMO. So if I can help it, that's usually the last show that I cover. Because this is my favorite. For no other reason. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to this collection, but I'm loving the denim. We haven't gotten a lot of denim thus far, but that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. All the denim and the skirts and everything. So. Yeah, and I will say that Ewell Johnson does know her customer. They're very downtown. They know like what's trendy. You know, they're very confident and bold. A Ewell Johnson girl knows herself. I actually made a joke one time that I actually cover more shows than Anna Wintour because, of course, Anna Wintour can't go to every single fashion show. So there's a lot of shows that I cover that not the average everyday fashionista may cover. So I hope that my channel little sneak peek of some designers that you may not have heard of, may not have known about, and I always make sure that it's going to be luxe and gorgeous and maybe out of reach price point wise. But what I always say to people that say, okay, I can't afford this, it's like, okay, but take inspiration from what you see on the runway and incorporate it into, not incorporate it, but maybe in style something that you already have, by adding a different belt or maybe adding this like tie at the neck, that kind of thing. So even though you may not be able to afford these pieces or anything like that, maybe you can create them yourself. You say, I've got at least 6 months to be able to come up with how to create this product design, how to create this top design. And you can create them yourself. You can go to thrift stores and find things that are very similar. But I always like to show the women inspiration for what you either pull from your closet or maybe go to the store and find, make yourself, find in secondhand stores, estate sales, yard sales, that kind of thing. That just kind of get ideas of what is going to be on point and how to use what we already have. A lot of it we already have. All the things maybe for the refresh, this is a lot of private wear. We see a lot of late we've seen a lot of Japanese inspired pieces, and all those things in full closet. So when I do my not everyone is self-employed. Not everyone can afford anything, but I give it to you as inspiration. So hopefully you will put that transitioning from your spring summer collection into your fall winter collection. See what's in your spring summer collection that's going to this skirt up this excessive high-end skirt. Sorry, but see, like again, you see the Americana in the pieces. There's the tie-dye aspect. There's these prairie style ruffles and sleeves and cuffs and That's what I love about Eula Thompson. It's very American, but in her way. You know what I mean? Just takes it like, oh, like tie-dye. That's a big thing in American fashion. Okay, well, let me take that idea and transform it. Let me take a prairie dress that's very Western, that was big trend in the 80s, and modernize it for 2026. But now I lost my inspiration. So take these things and be like, hey, you know what? I can go to a secondhand store and find an identical sheer style dress that looks like a uniform. It doesn't have to be a $3,000 dress. You can find it at a thrift store for a couple of bucks and make it your own. Maybe you take it home and dye it. Maybe you take it home and tie them. You know, it's just kind of gives you the inspiration, which is why I do these things. As a fashion stylist, you have to understand people's budgets. Not everyone has this astronomical budget that can, you know, spend $5,000 every single season on updating their wardrobe or, you know, that kind of thing. So maybe you just need to go to the thrift store, or you can find things at a yard sale, a flea market, whatever. You're like, oh my God, that totally reminds me of the Eula Thompson piece that I saw on Adrian's video a couple of weeks ago, and I'm gonna pick it up now for next season because I know it will work. You know what I mean? You know, sequins first. You can probably find those everywhere at a really affordable price point. You can find flowy fabrics that you can, you know, make your own little cap and dress with just like a couple of sleeves and a big flowy fabric. Column dresses, prairie dresses, simple dresses. Okay, take that and then add a little this thing at the top. You know, fantastic collection. Eula always delivers. Look at the piece she's wearing. Again, it's like this Sedona-esque tie-dye Americana. Like, can you see Sedona in that? That was so gorgeous. All right. End of New York for now. We've moved to London. So let's check out this Burberry collection. Burberry is one of my favorite London brands that has been around since the dawn of time. And it's always chic. It's always classic. It's always also very London. Or I've never been to London, but very UK. It's like what I think of the UK dress code is Burberry for the luxury. Obviously, there's Savile Row. There's a lot of areas of the UK that do lots of really cool things, but Burberry can't go wrong. If you did not hear my commentary the other day on my channel, the most exciting collection that I'm looking forward to covering is Balenciaga, because they have a new creative director, and I have purposefully not covered that collection. I said as long as Demna was still creative director, I would no longer cover that collection, but he's out, and we've got a new creative director. So when Paris comes, that's the collection I'm going to be looking forward to the most, is the Balenciaga collection, to see if the new creative director is going to get them back on track and getting people to buy that stuff, because Demna just, like I said the other day, just drilled that company into the ground. So I'm hoping that with the new creative director, it will bring it back to the level it deserves. So where are we staying here in Burberry, guys? It's so London. It's so UK. It's like what I think people in the UK dress like, you know? There's just that vibe, that air about it. Interesting. Vlogs, all right. I mean, it's listen, not every collection needs to wow you. Not every collection needs to be this, show-stopping thing. Sometimes collections just need to be pieces to update your wardrobe. Solid fabric, solid cuts, maybe a little bit of a twist on something to make it more modern. But like, say you needed a new rain jacket, okay, maybe you go to Burberry for that kind of thing. And you're like, okay, I need a new trench coat because my trench coat is like 20 years old and it's just time for me to get a more modern, updated trench coat. Okay, then you go to Burberry. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't always have to have something new or fresh or innovative or whatever. You may just need to update a piece in your closet, and you're gonna get something that's more modern, or the fabric is different, the color, whatever the case may be. You just want to update that piece in your wardrobe. And so not every collection needs to be incredible. It may just need to be some staple pieces that are more modernized for the season, that you need to replace in your wardrobe. I think like Michael Kors is great. Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, Ralph Lauren. A lot of those designers, they design pieces that are amazing. They had to bring I mean, he is British. How can you not have Ozzy in your film? The sun, the moon, the stars, all by my seal. Anyway, what I was saying is that you may just need to update a few pieces in your wardrobe, and because you're buying it for that season, it's going to be a little bit more modern than what you may have bought 5 years ago. You need a new white button-down shirt. You may want to go to a place like Burberry, like I said, Michael Kors, Calvin Klein, Ralph Lauren, all those places, and see what's new for that season. Like, the white shirt's not going to look identical to what it's had before. It's going to be more modern. And I think that that's a lot of like what Burberry does, is they give you those classic pieces but modern. Before you know the way I'm going to feel. I love that you use Ozzy. I'm going to feel. I'm going to Now I have you with me under my palm. Our love grows stronger now with every arm. Look into my eyes, you'll see who I am. My name is Lucifer, please take my hand. It's so crazy that I'm getting libertine vibes. And if you know, you know. I think this collection is very successful. I think that the colors, the cuts, the fabrics, what it's giving is very well done. They're giving you something new, but it's still classic. It's still maybe a classic cut or color palette. I think they're doing a great job of modernizing those staples that you do in your wardrobe. A good moto jacket, a good pair of jeans, some great skirts, some great dresses. They gave it all to us. They gave it all to us. Sorry, you guys, I didn't do any skincare tonight. I've been nursing that. Been down with me literally for the last 90 minutes. But I definitely see the pieces that are going to fly out of the store. I think that there were some very strong pieces in this collection that are going to sell very well. And the fact that they use Ozzy, come on now, absolutely incredible. Great job, great job. Listen, you use Ozzy, I'm all over it. So very good, you guys. I really have, and I did this on the other day, the new Bird on the Rock collection by Tiffany. I mean, really great night, you guys. I think we covered some incredible collections. I will leave a list in the description box, as well as, and it may not be until tomorrow, just because usually after my live streams, I like for the video to process fully before I start editing all of the description box details. So it may not be until tomorrow. So if you are wanting to skip forward and see, and I have not been doing chapters, you guys. Chapters can be a little daunting when you're doing a long video and then you have to include the chapters in it. Yikes. But anyway, I also have some great videos coming up. I have been sort of on an editing strike. I'll be honest. I just have not been wanting to edit videos. I have so many videos to edit, you guys. Like, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with it. And yeah, I also am trying to use I'm trying to use CapCut to edit my long form videos. And I don't know that I really want to do that. There's so many different other avenues for me to use other than the the Wii video that I've been using for a decade now, editing my videos. But I was just getting a little bored with it. And it's also like costing me $40 a month. And I just feel like, CapCut is free. If I want premium, it's cheaper. And there's so many other alternatives out there. And there's a lot of things that Wii Video does not do that I would like for it to do. I've tried to use Adobe, you guys. I actually sat down and watched a 6-hour video of how to do Adobe editing, and it was too hard. Like, I couldn't get it. I just couldn't get it. And I'm sure that if I sat down and tried to do it, it wouldn't be that difficult. But especially because I do have video editing skills at this point, it's just that there are so many little nuances to that particular app platform, whatever you want to call it, to Adobe when you're editing videos. So I have a ton of videos coming up. I've got a couple of Halloween makeup videos that are coming soon. I've got a ton of video footage for me moving from Belize almost 8 months ago. All the packing, all that stuff. I still have those videos to edit. Yeah, just a ton of videos coming. But remember, this Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to start covering those Milan fashion shows that we discussed earlier in the video. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell to remind yourself that we will be going live on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Tonight was so much fun. I love covering fashion. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am trying to get these a little bit shorter. When we start moving into Paris and there's a lot more collections to cover, the videos may get up to 2 hours. But I am doing my best to try to keep them under 2 hours at this point. And that seems to be working out really well. So fingers crossed that this video also gets the views that the other videos have been getting. And thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. I really do appreciate it. So remember, also Sunday night, it's going to be bring your cocktails, bring your skincare, face mask, manicure, pedicure, whatever it is. It's always a self-care night when I do my live streams when we're covering fashion. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it and that you'll join me on Sunday. And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. And until next time, stay fashionable. Bye.